And Gant posed the entire thing.
Seaworthy, can't say I didn't warn you.
She was 14.
Chief Gant.
Do you understand the implications of what you've done?
What? What are you talking about?
2 years ago, Joe Dark was sentenced to death. He was convicted because of his final murder. I believe you were the prosecutor in the case, were you not?
Ack.
Yes, Worthy. Because of you, an innocent man was sentenced to death.
Is he really innocent, though?
Yeah, was he innocent though?
Not only that, you used forged evidence to ensure his conviction.
Rah.
But Joe Dark really was a serial murderer. That's undeniable. I'm afraid that's not important. Didn't you know we aren't defenders of justice?
What?
We're merely keepers of the law. Sentencing a man to death is no life matter. Even if there wasn't any cover-up or evidence forgery. Ultimately, the responsibility falls on the prosecutor in charge. Despite what anyone may say, this fact cannot be denied.
Actually, it can be. What's going on at the prosecutor's office?
He might have sent an innocent man to his death.
How can he just stand there like it wasn't his fault?
Order. Tell me what you want to fucking eat.
The gavel's pounding fell on deaf ears. Unable to settle the crowd, the judge declared a recess. Where this trial's headed, no one knows.
Yeah, here's the issue that before we continue forward, because I do want to continue forward. Are you good? How you feeling?
Yeah, I'm good to keep going because I know again we have the trial ladder and then the second trial ladder.
Yeah, so I'm good to keep going.
Yeah, thankfully this one doesn't seem to be that long, and there's only like 2 testimonies and then another recess.
Oh, are you hungry? Is that why you're meowing so much? Because it's 10:30.
That way I can also explain why this is actually a big deal. So the reason why Gant's such a power-hungry ass about what? The reason why Gant is such an ass about this is that unfortunately he is correct in a sense. And I can only equate this to modern day law, so that way all of you can kind of understand kind of what's happening here. Me and you all can agree a serial killer is a serial killer. They should be charged and judged for their crimes in full, not just what they're being charged for. So it's a matter of, it's saying, for example, when we were talking about Joe Dark's vehicular manslaughter versus his serial killing, it's a matter of which one will he be charged with. He may not be charged for all of it. That's why when you think of like certain politicians or like certain people of power only being charged for certain things but not the entire lineup of their crimes, that's kind of what Gant's getting at. Gant was slamming this guy as a serial killer for the final murder, not for the previous, I believe, 5 murders before then. Yeah, he got tried for the one guy he did not kill. But it was used as decisive evidence as proof of serial behavior. So that's why Joe Dark got the death sentence. So it's a matter of what exact crime he committed than his reputation. Exactly. So we have essentially, in the eyes of the law, in the eyes of Japanifornia, we have sent an innocent man to die. We basically killed an innocent man. That's nothing to say of what he's done in his past. We judged him for one crime, The one crime is his final murder, because that was all the evidence was able to pull. They couldn't pull evidence from his vehicular manslaughter or the 5 other previous deaths he committed. He could only pull evidence from the one case, and that's the one charge that he got, which basically in the court of law would assess that he was worth the death penalty. Being that in that case he is now conceived as innocent, it doesn't matter if he killed like all 5 people, 200 people before then, went on a spree and committed war crimes. It doesn't fucking matter. He got sent to die when he was innocent of a crime. That's the problem. And that's what's getting slammed on by Edgeworth. Because in this law jurisdiction, that's why prosecution is heavily involved in evidence, because prosecutor is who is in the know of what is to be used to prosecute. That's why, yeah, prosecutors will go hard. Prosecutors will even forge evidence. But they are held responsible for the evidence presented against the person that they are trying to prosecute. They are the ones, essentially, to decide what happens to the defendant if the judge bends their way. So it technically is on Edgeworth. It technically is. Let's be fucking fair. It doesn't mean it's right. None of us can agree it's right. You don't just commit vehicular manslaughter and then just kill 5 more innocent people just because for trauma reasons. You do it because you like it. But the one case that this guy was charged for, he was innocent. And thus, it falls on Edgeworth for charging the death sentence on an innocent man. Yeah. So yeah. That's why there's statute of limitations in place. That's why it's so important when a crime is committed to report it immediately rather than just let it fester. Yeah, we are in a pickle. But basically, it's now on us to try and redirect the blame to Gant. We have to redirect the blame to Gant. So. Alright, how you feeling?
You think Joe Dark's favorite song was Mo Murder by Bone Thugs and Harmony?
You know, wouldn't blame it. Alright, let's go.
Wee.
Sorry, Edgeworth. I didn't mean to get you in trouble.
Don't worry about it. This is my problem, not yours. Hope I'm not interrupting anything, pals. Oh, guess I am. I'll come back later.
Thank you. Your new brain cell counts 12. Oh wait, Gumshoe! What is it?
You got a lot of nerve, pal. Making a detective run all around while on duty.
Again?
To top it off, you called me here. I see happy people. You said this shit before.
I take it Londa's having you run errands again.
Let me tell you, this is the last time, pal. Here, she asked me to give you this to you if there was a break at today's trial, which I could have sworn he was about to be fired from Gant.
Yeah, evidence law? Edgeworth was talking about this the other day. Oh! The 2 main rules of evidence law!
Yeah. You must know the true rules of evidence law. Rule 1. No evidence shall be shown without approval of the police department.
Is that right, Mr. Wright?
It seems so.
You can at least study some evidence law, really.
The chief prosecutor also wanted me to give you a message.
A message? Probably go die, see you in hell, I hate you, fuck you.
Eat shit and die. She said, if you're planning to take him on, you're gonna need this book.
Alright, I need to read this book. Fuck, give me the book! Him. I guess I'll need to give this book a thorough read. Evidence securely slips in the pocket. Hold on!
Doesn't look like that book will do you any good now, though.
No, shut up. Bitches gotta read. The girl who's on book talk needs to read. Hold on. Rule number 1. No evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. Number 2. Unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case on trial. Okay.
So someone tell me we're gonna have to memorize those rules really closely.
It's just these two, but luckily they're very specific. So this may be where I go out of control, because you know me. I'm going to step 5 steps ahead to make sure that evidence presented is either relevant, is going to have to be both relevant to the case of trial and must be approved by the police department. So basically there must be a history of police showing it. If there was a police handle on it, then it technically proves approval.
Well, knowing you, it's not going to be 5 steps ahead. You're going to be like 4 parallel universes ahead.
Probably. Probably.
Ain't no way you're going to backwards long jump out of this one. All it says now is the chief prosecutor sentence.
That's where you're wrong, detective.
Huh? Haven't you figured it out yet? Why I'm still sitting in that prosecutor's seat? Despite all these allegations being thrown at me? Mr. Edgeworth, the real trial today hasn't begun yet. What? What else is there left to do? Your credibility's been all but ruined with this forged evidence you were unaware of. Emma Skye found out she unwittingly caused a man's death. And now, you're telling me you want to do more?
Yes.
You gotta be kidding me, pal.
28 stab wounds! That's how serious I am! You're missing the point, Detective. Lana didn't murder Detective Goodman. She merely stuck a knife into his dead body. That means the real killer is still out there.
What?
And we're going to expose him. No matter what it takes. This case has hurt too many people. It's time to bring it to an end. Alright, I'm also preparing my finger for the bullshit button. I need to prepare my fingers for the bullshit button. I feel like I'm gonna be using... I'm gonna be using this button. Bullshit! Oh, that hurt. Bullshit! There we go. I feel like I'm gonna be using this button a lot.
Court will now reconvene for the trial of Miss Lana Skye. Mr. Edgeworth. Yes, Your Honor. The inquiry committee is planning to impose harsh penalties for your actions. Thank you for the news, Your Honor. Yes, well, normally this is where the prosecution calls forth a witness, but, this isn't easy to say. I could try to remember what was this spell. Nah, forget it. You see, there's some concern that you, Mr. Edgeworth, may have struck a bargain. You think I may have manipulated the witnesses? I didn't say that out loud. It's just, you see, everyone's been talking. Very well, Your Honor. I have a solution. A solution? That being the case, the prosecution will allow the defense to call forth all further witnesses. What? Well, there's a precedent for what you're proposing.
I should be able to call forth witnesses, motherfuckers, in the first place.
Undeniably, this is an unusual arrangement, but a very effective one. It would prove that I haven't struck any deals with the witnesses. Well, Mr. Wright, what do you say?
Unbelievable. Edgeworth has found a way to continue the trial. Very well, the defense accepts the prosecution's proposal.
Then it's settled. The defense may now call forth the next witness. Mr. Wright? You do realize this is your last chance. If you call the wrong witness, the trial is as good as over.
Defense calls... Time has finally come to bring out the real murderer. Is this Gant time?
Detective Gumshoe, you motherfucker, get over here.
Detective Gumshoe! It's Gant time. It's Gant time. Take that! Damon Gant. The defense calls Damon Gant to the stand.
Damon Gant? What does he have to do with anything?
As the defendant's partner 2 years ago, Mr. Gant has first-hand knowledge of the crime. I feel we should hear what he has to say about
As luck would have it, he should still be in the courthouse. He would also be the least likely to have been manipulated by me in any way. Wouldn't you agree, Your Honor? True. All right. Bailiff, please escort Mr. Gant to the stand. Witness, please state your name and occupation.
What is this, some kind of practical joke? I was just on my way to lunch.
Your name and occupation, sir.
Worthy, are you sure you want to do this?
Your name and occupation.
So, you want to play hardball, eh?
I want to play with your balls, what?
What? I would not touch him with a 5-foot pole!
No, just go up to like one of those punching bags that you like, you know, keep going like this. Yeah, exactly. Please, Mr. Gant.
Fine. My name is Damon Gant. I'm the acting chief of police. Now then, Chief Gant, the court requests to hear your testimony. Oh, righto! What's with the grim face? First, let's clear up this SL9 incident. Oh, you mean the time when Lana's sister murdered that prosecutor?
Funny how you're so gung-ho about that fact now.
Personally, I think it's been made pretty clear already. There are still some things unaccounted for. Oh, like what?
Like the role you played in all of this. Uh-huh. Music fade out.
Son, either you're very brave or very foolish.
I literally just joined the lawyership, and I've been going at this for less than 2 years. You literally have no hold on my balls. Get the fuck over yourself!
You are aware, of course, that a police chief has all kinds of weapons at his disposal.
Are you threatening a legal force within the vicinity of a courtroom, sir? Are you really taking that public stance of threatening a legal representative, you know what I mean, representative, in a legal courtroom? Is this truly the hill you wish to die on?
Plus, I have a kind of weapon you'll never have. A boot to the head.
And one for Jenny and the Whip.
Weapons? Sure. Take my testimony, for example. I don't have to give it if I don't want to.
What? Is that true?
I'm afraid so. The chief of police has the right to refuse to testify. Which is... I feel like that's not something that should be the case.
That should not be the case legally at all.
Of course, such an action carries with it certain risks.
Don't worry. I'm not here to hinder your trial.
With that said, can I have $50?
Just remember, if this turns out to be a big waste of time, don't say I didn't warn you.
Very well. The witness may now begin his testimony.
What does gung-ho mean? It's like, gung-ho. All, like, excited about it? All, like, energized about it? Brian's looking up the exact definition to make sure we get that correct.
Unthinkingly enthusiastic and eager, especially about taking part in fighting or warfare. Imagine a barbarian just so eager to get into that bloodlust, that battlefield.
Yeah.
As I recall, Neil and I were questioning him that day. To make a long story short, we slipped up. That power outage didn't help either. When I went to my office, I found Lana there. Apparently she had already arranged the crimes. As you can see, I had nothing to do with a forgery.
Oh, you're full of shit. You are so full of bullshit. So full of bullshit that you are just so engrossly deep within the smell of bullshit. Just saying. Lord! I say wait today because it's plastic. Oh, right.
Him, he was lying on the floor unconscious, my bad. When Emma said Neil flying, it seems Dark bumped his head.
So, real quick, did Emma push him into the sword?
Yeah, Emma basically pushed him away from Dark, not realizing that
okay,
the roles
okay.
were reversed.
Got it.
Yeah, so.
I see. Everything seems pretty clear cut.
If the police chief has the right to refuse to testify, then I'd better hit him hard and fast.
Did we just not want to bullshit and let me, you want me to tell you what to
How many
press?
times do I have to push? Just give me how many times I need to push, and I'll figure it out.
For this one, it doesn't look like there's anything to press.
All right, then I will. I will determine.
There's a statement you gotta contradict.
Power outage. We can already confirm power outage. When I found Lana there, she had already arranged the crime scene. As you, I had nothing to do with this forgery. Let's see. Okay. I'm thinking it's either going to be the incident files naming him as someone who's part of this investigation, or bringing up this evidence list, so because he did tear it halfway through and it was found in his desk. So I'm thinking it's one of the two. Am I in the right direction?
Right evidence, wrong statement.
Okay. Oh shit, didn't mean to press. How can you know that?
Because of the victim's body. It had already been moved.
So that means you found the body near Lana's desk?
That's right. I think you said earlier it was my suit of armor that really stabbed the prosecutor.
Yes.
Anyway,
I'm willing to bet it's... well, let's see. When I went to my house, I found Lana there. Long story short, just either requesting him that day. Okay. I want to take a swing and think it's the incident files by naming him specifically as head investigator, or it's going to be the evidence. I'm willing to take the evidence as to show that he had half of the evidence he was part of the forgery because he didn't give all the evidence in.
Objection!
you claim you had nothing to do with the forgery. But I'm afraid that is a claim you cannot back up. Explain yourself.
Several pieces of evidence were found in your office. Take this list, for example.
All rise for the FGC anthem. Somebody's getting fucked.
Yeah,
Somebody's getting fucked. But yeah, you could have presented the evidence list or the unstable jar.
Ah, okay.
That's the list Emma Sky drew her picture on.
This was discovered in your desk. Not only that, but a piece of this jar was sitting in your office. Was found inside your safe.
It was found where?
You see, Chief Gant, these articles of evidence uncovered in your office are both concrete proof that you also played a part in the illegal investigation.
Chief Gant, what's the meaning of this?
Oh, here's a defense attorney who may even rival Worthy.
So you admit to it then, that you were involved in the forgery.
Who, me? Or do you mean you?
Me? Why would I have anything to do with that?
Well, you were the one who snuck into my office when you found this evidence.
He's got you there.
Prosecutors aren't the only ones capable of forging evidence, you know. Defense attorneys can do so too. Isn't that right, Righto?
Objection!
However, Detective Gumshoe was present during the investigation.
Worthy, my boy. Not even detectives are exempt from the law. Rest assured Dick will receive his due punishment.
Don't fire the boy. At least take away a brain cell.
Just take brain cells. What? The detective comes to Sally Shops at Glory Hill and up paying to work.
I feel like that's where we're heading anyway. I mean, what? Yes, well, in light of the detective's presence, please give us your testimony regarding these pieces of evidence found in your office and the relation to the forgery that took place at the crime scene.
My. Kids these days no longer know how to put 2 and 2 together.
We know what it equals to. It equals to a fish. Come on, get with the times, Grandpa.
Note, you can present a strip of cloth on the final statement, but in case you didn't get the memo via evidence law, Rule 2 states that unregistered evidence... So for now, hold on to it. And so a strip of cloth is proven to be connected to this case, so there you go. That's another thing you could have done.
Oh, that's the other thing I could have done? Okay, cool.
Yeah, but...
We already did the next one.
Yeah. You're on the ball.
Let's see, what was it now? A jaw fragment and a list? For all I know, you could have planted them in my office. Anyway, you can't prove when those pieces of evidence were discovered. If they were found after Dark was convicted, then they're worthless. There's no reason I'd participate in a forgery. Rearranging the crime scene wouldn't help me out in any way.
Okay, this time there is a statement you gotta press.
There's one.
Yes.
You got it.
Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor.
When investigating the crime scene, you should have been more careful to observe protocol.
You do understand that I am the chief of police, right? There will be consequences.
Only if you get away with it, motherfucker.
Indeed, I believe I will press charges, so you won't make the same mistake again.
My apologies, Chief, but would you mind waiting until tomorrow for that? Today is, well, you know.
All right, Haji, in return.
I know, that place, right? Oh, wow.
What are these guys? Telepathic? I'm hoping you're talking about a swimming location! Alright. Let's think
Hold
about
on, because I know we're like talking about that place. Oh, I know where this is going.
Alright. Well, I know you can put them in my office. Anyway, you can't prove when these pieces of evidence were discovered. If they were found... Are you saying this jar fragment wasn't discovered in the initial investigation?
Would appear not. After all, it wasn't listed in the evidence list. Oh, we know it could have suddenly materialized the day after Dark was sentenced. Oh, and wouldn't that be convenient? Right? Sorry.
Right. The Chief was talking about a possibility, so long as you can't rule that out. The remarks, however clever they may be, will only succeed in wasting time.
Tell me something I don't know.
Come now, Righto. Think about it.
There's no reason I'd participate in forgery. Rearranging the crime scene wouldn't help me out. Really, Chief Gant? At the very least, there is one very large benefit you've reaped from all this.
Oh, I wasn't aware. What is this benefit?
That would, of course, be the position you have. Chief of Police.
Oh.
The resolution of the SL9 incident secured your promotion to Chief. That is fair. That in itself is a sufficient enough motive.
Oh, that's a good one.
Huh?
Do you really think I'm that incompetent?
What do you mean?
Even without that case, I was already in line to become the next chief. The resolution of SL9 merely sped up the inevitable a little.
Is that true, Edgeworth? Yeah. Yeah, of course it is. Of course it is.
Yes, he was going to be made chief anyway.
Be careful when pointing that finger, or you might wind up being the one pointed at.
So that means there's only one possible motivation for you to commit forgery. If you didn't do it for yourself, then you did it for someone else.
You did it for Lana.
Don't be silly, Worthy. You know me better than that. There are only 3 people I look out for. Me, myself, and I. There, it's out in the open. Gee, would you mind if I change my testimony a little?
By all means, please do.
I would say you did do it for someone else for the benefit of using them as a pawn. I wouldn't be anyone's accomplice if there was nothing in it for me. Nothing in it for you?
Sorry, but the only person I care about is yours truly. That girl, Lana's little sister, was it? If you think I felt sorry for her, you'd better think again.
You're right. You don't feel sorry for anyone.
Be tough on crime and tough on people. That's how I was raised.
You seem to be lax enough on yourself, though.
Oh, that's a good one, Worthy.
Could have been something in it for him. Given his selfishness, one would have helped. He would have helped. Given his selfishness, would he have helped someone else? Yes, Lana. True, you might not help anyone out for their sake, but if it would benefit you, you might decide to assist someone.
Mr. Wright, it appears you're positively determined to portray the chief as a nice man who likes to lend people a hand.
I mean, not in that kind of a way.
That's not what I mean.
Very well then. Who is this person you believe Chief Gant may have helped for as evidence?
Lana.
Chief Prosecutor Lana Sky? The defendant?
I believe it's quite obvious in light of the circumstances. Emma Sky fell victim to an unfortunate series of events. Who would want to help her more than her own sister, Lana? And as for Chief Gant, he would also have reason to help Lana if she asked him to. That reason, of course, is self-profit.
Self-profit? What do you mean?
After the SL9 incident was resolved, Lana Sky was appointed Chief Prosecutor at the Prosecutor's office. The person who arranged this job change was you, Chief Gant.
But how would he profit from all of this? He would be able to use the Chief Prosecutor as his puppet. Essentially, he would acquire unchecked authority over all investigations. You mean to tell me that despite the Chief's formidable appearance, he plays with
Judge?
I'm sorry, Judge. I gotta give you this boot to the head.
And one for Jenny and the Wimp.
Oh, wait. You must mean puppet, as in someone forced to do his bidding. Never mind.
Admit it, Chief! You assisted Lana Sky in forging evidence. Your motive to appoint her as Chief Prosecutor so you could control her. Righto, my boy. You have quite an imagination. Let me ask you something.
What?
Do you have any proof of this? That I controlled Lana? For example, is Lana testifying that I've done such a thing?
Lana?
She's keeping quiet to protect Emma. There's no way she's testifying against Gant.
I'm afraid without any proof, this all amounts to nothing more than mere conjecture. Unless that is also what happened in this incident. This incident? Which one would that be? Of course I'm talking about the murder of Detective Bruce Goodman. The Chief Prosecutor has been acting strange throughout this entire trial. Almost as if someone has been controlling her.
Worthy, you'd better watch your tongue. I wouldn't want you to get hurt.
Again, you're threatening a legal representative in a literally illegal body. What the fuck?
Just what do you mean?
What he means, Your Honor, is that Chief Gant is involved in the murder of Detective Goodman. Not only that, but the Chief is now making Lana take the rap to cover up his involvement.
What? Say what?
Say what?
Order.
I think this time I'm going to take sweet and sour chicken. Just leave off the sauce. I just want the chicken.
Nah, give me lemon chicken. Mr. Wright, you can't be serious.
Huh?
This is an affront to the highest ranking officer in our law enforcement agency.
Yeah. And?
I forget. I know this is like random off top, but since you keep bringing up Chinese food,
Yeah.
did I ever take you to that one restaurant downtown in San Antonio? The one that, like, I told you to start in my love for beef and broccoli?
Yes, you did. It was really good.
To accuse the chief of police of blackmail and murder? That's impossible.
You're vaguely threatening in a courtroom! I
Yes,
said... Order. Your Honor, I was merely reiterating what Mr. Edgeworth said in an easier-to-understand language.
It's too late, Mr. Wright.
Motherfucker trapped him. Is like, oh, I got you. I got you. You are now trying to charge this motherfucker with you are officially charging a high-ranked officer.
There's no turning back for us now.
It looks like he's the one who decided to go through with this.
Can you prove this, Mr. Wright? That the chief, a high-ranking officer of the law, is involved in this murder?
Yes.
Good question.
Regardless of his rank or title, Chief Gant is just a man. The question is he a criminal? I believe the evidence will tell. I see. Alright then. Let's see what Mr. Wright's got. And it better be good. Show us his evidence that ties Chief Gant to the murder of Detective Goodman.
Okay. Right. Your ID number. This would be. I'd have to say you'd have to confirm your ID number for in front of the court. And
Yeah,
now
'cause-
he's officially being charged.
Wait, before, double check on the evidence real quick? Yeah, see, because we still don't have a name on that one.
So we still need to get him to confirm it. Now that he's being officially charged as part of the murder, he has to confirm.
This is the ID card list.
Yes, the one that shows who entered the evidence room on the day of the crime. There was one ID on the list we couldn't determine the owner of yesterday. 777-7777. Sorry, but there's no way you can prove that's my card number. It's your number.
What? How do you know that?
The safe in Chief Gant's office requires a code to open. The 7-digit code.
7 digits? You don't mean...
I'm afraid so, Your Honor. The code was 777-7777. The same as the remaining ID card number on that list. Chief Gant, you entered the evidence room the day of the crime.
Order, order!
Interesting look there you have, Gant.
Chief Gant, what do you have to say?
Interesting look, sir.
Nothing. The defense's search of my office was in violation of regulations.
And I would demand Mr. Wright be punished to the maximum instead of the law.
Bullshit. You're full of bullshit. You're not gonna say shit. You're not gonna do shit. You want this fucker down too. You are on my team, motherfucker. Don't start with that. Bullshit.
But right now, this court demands an explanation from you about the use of this ID card. Chief Gant, do you admit it? You entered the evidence room. On the day of the crime?
What about it? I'm chief of police. Whether it's the evidence room or the bathroom, what's the difference? I can go anywhere I want.
Tell me, when you entered the room, were you alone?
I always go to the bathroom alone, as I do with the evidence room. Detective Goodman wouldn't have happened to be with you that day, would he? Of course not. Why would he be? I hadn't seen him in days. You hadn't seen him in days, Chief Gant? I'm afraid you just undone yourself. On that day, you had to have met with Detective Goodman.
What do you mean? This trial purpose is to determine Lana Sky's guilt. No, it isn't, Your Honor. This trial purpose is to determine the truth. If Chief Gant met the victim on the day of the crime, then we need to determine one thing. What transpired during that meeting? In that case, Mr. Wright, I'm going to have to ask you for evidence. Show us proof that the victim went to meet Chief Gant on the day of the crime.
The note. I'm willing to bet Goodman didn't write it himself. This was written for him. He didn't write this himself. This was a guide. Basically, I will meet you to discuss this case. That's what I'm thinking.
Are we sure about this?
Because I can see really no other potential...
No, there is.
There is. Okay. There would be no reason for us to think that it would be his lost ID. Wait, it was unfinished. Yep. Goodman's lost ID report can only be submitted to the chief of police. I'm like, wait a minute. He was writing something and it could only be submitted to... Take that! Detective Goodman lost his ID card on the day of the crime.
Or to be more accurate, Jake Marshall stole it.
So Detective Goodman filled out a lost item report. He would have had to give it to the report to the chief of police.
Yet here you are in possession of that report, which means you can't be sure he filled it.
He filled it. How do I know, you ask? Because he needed to enter the evidence room that day.
She needed to?
Yes, to transfer the evidence out.
Oh.
Detective Goodman took the form from you, Chief Gant. Form 212 you, Chief Gant. Then, you accompanied the detective to the evidence room.
I accompanied him?
Well, you did the dirty deed done cheap.
By penetrating him with a very long and phallic object. Non-sexually, of course. There's no other way the murderer and Detective Goodman could have entered the room.
Hold on. Let me guess what you're going to say next.
Alright, Joseph.
I, the chief of police, murdered poor Goodman.
Exactly.
But wait, there's more. The chief didn't necessarily need to accompany him to the evidence room. Yes, he did. He could have just lent him his ID card.
Yes. Now that you mention it, I believe I might have done something of the sort.
Sorry, but that's not possible. According to the record, your card was only used once. Yet you showed us your ID card earlier. If you had really lent it to Detective Goodman, it would have been found on his body.
No!
Oh shit.
Fucking Zeus up in here? What the fuck?
Chief Gant, you didn't.
The murder was most likely a spur-of-the-moment crime, for no one in their right mind would choose the police department as a place to commit murder. After the murder,
You contacted Lana at the prosecutor's office. Why? To dispose of Detective Goodman's body, of course.
You're forgetting, Mr. Wright, that the victim's body was discovered in the prosecutor's office parking lot. How did he manage to move it there?
I was at the police department the entire day, you know.
And everyone's aware that Lana stayed at the prosecutor's office after the ceremony.
Everyone except me, it seems. Still, you're the chief of police. You have an entire police force at your disposal. Oh, so you think I just ordered an officer to do it? Hey you, take this here dead body over to the prosecutor's office. I don't think so.
No, that's pretty much how it went.
I mean, you didn't ask. You didn't ask permission.
Chief Gant, you left all the evidence we need to prove how you moved the body to the prosecutor's office. And all this time I thought it was a useless clue just taking up space.
How could the chief remove the body? Mr. Wright, show us this evidence.
To move the victim's body, Chief Gant used this.
Hey, look at my attorney badge.
To move the body.
We're gonna use the parking stub because we're gonna prove that it's Edward's car. Most likely.
This is how he moved Detective Goodman's body.
You also could have used the screwdriver.
That too, but you know the parking stub was literally just there. So
No, that's fine, that's fine. But you know, now that I think about it, it would make sense because that's probably how we opened the trunk.
Yep.
A parking stub. Miles Edgeworth? You mean...
He didn't ask you for permission.
The body was found in the trunk of Mr. Edgeworth's car. I think it's obvious what happened. The body was moved by that car.
You mean I carried the victim's body?
Precisely so.
But wait, even you know. I didn't plan on returning to my office after the ceremony finished that day.
But you did return. Tell me, why?
I was asked to go by Chief Gant, no less. He told me he wanted me to keep it here in the prosecutor's office. In any case, on the day of the stabbings, I brought this back here.
You got played again, Edgeworth.
So you see, what you were really taking to the prosecutor's office wasn't the screwdriver, but the victim's body in your trunk.
Ah, misdirection. Detective Goodman's body was carried in the trunk of Mr. Edwards' car?
Yes, unless of course you have another explanation, Chief. Why else would you have asked Mr. Edgeworth to transport evidence from a closed case? There's only one plausible explanation. To transport the body to your accomplice, Miss Lana Skye.
Order. What's going on here?
Well, I'm asking for a beef and broccoli this time with extra rice, thank you.
And I'm asking for a General Tso's chicken? Is there no room for rebuttal to the defense's outrageous accusations?
Think back to the photograph Miss Starr took at the prosecutor's office. Hold on.
Taking a sip?
Taking a sip of my sip.
Think back to this photograph! This was not a photo of the body being stuffed into the trunk to be taken away. This was exactly the opposite.
It's a photo of the body being taken from the trunk. Chief Gant, please say something.
I believe
That Jesus has his own planet?
your time's up.
My time's up?
Sorry, Righto, but I'm having lunch with the district attorney general after this.
The fuck's that got to do with anything?
We have to get going if we're going to make it in time for the early bird special. The cross-examination isn't finished yet. Remember what I told you earlier. A police chief has all kinds of weapons at his disposal.
weapons. Again, threatening a legal representative in the court of law. Like a right to refuse to testify. I'm invoking that right now.
What? That is not a right to be casually invoked. There are certain risks to be considered. So you're going to just run away after all this?
Run away? Don't make me laugh, Worthy. I stabbed old Goodman. That's what you're saying, right? But if you had any conclusive evidence, you would have presented it by now. Well, You think I had Lana dispose of the body? If so, then show your proof and get it over with.
I'll say it again, Mr. Wright. Damon Gant is the current chief of police. This court will not tolerate any accusations against them without concrete proof. Well, Mr. Wright?
Your Honor?
Do you have any concrete proof? Proof that Chief Gant murdered Detective Goodman and made Miss Sky dispose of his body?
Do I have any concrete proof?
I'm thinking of every piece of evidence I got. Yeah, not right now. No, nothing concrete. Okay. No. There's no use showing evidence I'm not even sure of myself. No, Your Honor. At present, I have no conclusive evidence.
See, Aji?
In that case, this court is forced to penalize you for your allegations against the chief.
What? Here's a tip. Never gamble when you can't afford to lose, Righto.
No, it's bullshit. See, everybody always quits. 99% of people always quit just before they hit it big.
Seems that Lady Luck was on my side again today. Okay, Haji, I'll leave the rest to you.
We're not done yet, fucker. Not by anyone.
I warned you earlier, Mr. Wright. This is an affront to a senior officer in our nation's law enforcement agency.
What?
Lady Luck, Maybe we should have a word with her. I mean, even if he got penalized, he still had plenty of, more points or meter.
Yeah, see, I'm fine. Yeah, I'm fine.
Mr. Edgeworth, what do you mean? There's only one lady who knows the real truth behind this trial. We haven't yet had the honor of hearing her testimony.
Lana, I need you to ball up and get your ass in here and start spilling.
The lady who knows the truth. Another witness.
In the absence of conclusive evidence, the only other method of proof is testimony.
But Chief Gant has invoked his right to refuse to testify.
There's still someone else. One more witness who can answer all the questions raised in this trial. Someone right in this very room. Mr. Edward, who is this person? Why are you asking me, Your Honor? Have you forgotten? The defense is the one calling witnesses today. Mr. Wright, does such a witness exist?
She may not be willing to tell the truth. We can't just stop now.
Yes, Your Honor. The defense calls forth... Lana, get your ass up here, ball up, and make a move.
Take that! The defendant? Miss Lana Sky?
She was in the underground parking lot at 5:15 p.m. at February 21st. Her task? To dispose of the victim's body. In accordance with a certain person's orders.
Mr. Edgeworth? The prosecution has no objections, Your Honor. Very well. The court will now take its final recess for the day. In 15 minutes, we will reconvene to hear the defendant's testimony. This court is now in...
Hold on.
Huh?
Oh, God damn it, not you again!
Chief Gant, I thought you were going to eat.
Listen good, Lana. He's talking to Lana. I don't think you need me to tell you this, but if you accept Mr. Wright's claims, there will be terrible consequences.
Again, threats in a literal court of law.
That's right. Your sister will be found guilty for Neil Marshall's murder. This isn't good.
Pretty sure that's what he's been hanging over her head for a long time.
Pretty much.
Of course, you never support such outrageous claims anyway, right? Just something to think about.
Not to mention, I don't think, as far as I know, I could be wrong, I don't think it's illegal to threaten someone's job over court.
In a courtroom case like this would be considered coercion.
Fair enough. Okay.
Japanifornia apparently doesn't have this, but this would be considered legal coercion.
All right, fair enough.
And technically blackmail.
Yeah.
I've got a lunch date to meet.
What the fuck just happened?
Your sex partner is no longer attractive, huh? Swim partner. Sorry, swim partner.
No, I lost my chub already. Okay, if there aren't any further objections, this court is now in recess.
You know, the only one who could probably convince Lana to say anything is if M threatens herself. Just saying, probably the case of just if Lana can be convinced by anything, it's Emma.
Oh, that's perfect.
What?
I didn't think about that.
What?
Remember how I would say like kings, queens, and non-binary royalty?
Yeah.
I think I have a better, like, shorter version of that.
Mm-hmm.
The emperors.
Members?
Yeah.
Okay. I can see it.
Looks like we managed to stay in the game.
We're finishing this case today.
Yeah, this is the last part of the trial, and then we're done with the first game.
Yeah, thanks for your help, Edward.
That chief? Here's something else, huh, pals?
He's a dick. He wouldn't survive American legal systems.
Nope. Well, I mean, he probably would thrive. Let's be real.
Not as someone like Phoenix was literally... I could see Gant going up against Legal Eagle, but Legal Eagle, I think, would actually put him in his place.
But that's assuming there's anyone within the police. Because remember, he's chief of police. Do you really think there'd be anybody that would try and... Especially with how corrupt American police are?
Fair enough. Detective Gumshoe.
Haha, I'm not a detective anymore.
Oh yeah, sorry about that.
Don't worry. I've already decided where to work now.
Where?
At your office. Huh?
Michaela, or someone remind me. When you're editing this, make sure to add, the bitch was too stunned to speak. My office?
Sure. I'll take the place of that top nutter girl you used to work with.
Could he mean Maya?
I mean, to be fair, he probably would prove to be a more useful asset, but that's just me. Still, looks like we're all out of moves now.
Maya didn't get paid.
You're right. Chief Gant's done it again. How is it he always has against the upper hand? It's not fair. He has the right to refuse to testify. Settle down, Wright. Remember what the judge said? But Chief, that's not a right to be casually invoked. There are certain risks to be considered.
What are these risks if you know them so well? Risks? What do you mean by that?
It's simple. If the chief refuses to testify, the opposite also holds true.
I mean, he forfeits his right to say anything too. Please let it be Emma. Emma? Emma!
Emma, are you okay?
Yeah, when I came to, I was in the medical office.
I've been listening to the trial from the gallery.
So she heard everything that's been going on. Emma, I'm so sorry for what I said before.
No, don't be. It was the truth. You know, it's funny. I almost feel somehow relieved.
Relieved?
Yeah. Now I finally know what really happened. To think that all this time, my sister was being blackmailed by that terrible man! And she did it all just to protect me.
Not gonna lie, I probably would have done the same thing.
Ever since her appointment as chief prosecutor, everyone who knew her said she changed. Perhaps it was easier that way for her. What do you mean? What do you think I mean? To allow Chief Gant's orders.
Follow it.
Oh, to follow Chief Gant's orders. She must have shut herself up deep inside. To force herself to do anything and everything the Chief told her to do.
That must be why she became so cold.
It's all my fault. It's all because I murdered Mr. It wasn't an intentional, it was accidental, so technically it would be manslaughter. Would it be accidental manslaughter? No, there was no such thing. It would just be manslaughter. It wouldn't even be of the third degree. It would not even be murder of the third degree.
No, it's involuntary manslaughter.
Involuntary, it'd be involuntary manslaughter. So, and at this point, and if we're going, hey, I'm pulling this out of Japanifornication's, Japanifornia's book of state of, the statute of limitations. That case is done. Case is over.
Also, you had Red Hot Chili Peppers on the mind, didn't you?
Yep, dream of Californication. Which has a double entendre meaning. Okay.
I gotta listen to this song again.
Okay, Californication. Obviously, you're thinking
Yeah.
the transforming it into California. Fornication.
Yeah, that didn't. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the double entendre.
Okay.
Okay. Anyways. Close to self-defense, yes, but no, but yes at the same time. So basically, it would just have to be argued in a court of law whether or not it was grounds of involuntary manslaughter or not. So yeah.
Hey, don't go blaming yourself now. If you want to blame anyone, blame society, pal.
Chief
We live in a society, pal.
Chief can't be able to fool everyone else with his forgery, but he can't fool my memory. I remember now. I knocked Mr. Marshall into that armor.
I see.
Well, we better get back. It's time for the final act.
He was holding her hostage with a weapon. It was self-defense. Okay. Dark was the one holding the hostage. She killed Marshall. That's the key. If it was Marshall holding her hostage, yes, it's self-defense. But Marshall was not the one being the aggressive. He was not the assaulting case. So technically, manslaughter.
Yeah. Emma, why don't you wait? No, I'm going with you. I want to be there. When Lana tells the truth. Let's go, Wright. It's time to end this.
Let's do it. Come on.